Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to another gameplay and chill. This one's going to be all about Genji. Now, you might notice the channel went a bit quiet for a few days. That's because the beta was coming to an end, and I wanted to record, and managed to get a lot of good footage. But also, during this time, I've been playing an absolute metric boatload of Genji, because I've known for ages that my Genji was not very good. And it's still imperfect. You're watching this duel now between me and him, and that could have gone better. I could have been a bit smoother in my hits, I could have led my shurikens better. There's room to improve for my Genji, but I've been playing Genji an insane amount, an absolutely insane amount. It's just hours and hours and hours. And you know what? I've really improved. Really improved, dramatically improved. And it all came down to me realizing that, okay, my Genji's bad. Why is it bad? Well, it's because I keep playing him like Tracer, and every time I go in, it feels like my damage isn't reliable enough, and I can't get kills, I can't do what I need to do, which is pick people off and get rid of the healers, or the Widowmakers, or anything like that, and I can't do my job. And I can do it much better as Tracer. What you'll notice here is that I'm being a lot more patient. I'm coming around the flank, I'm looking for Symmetra turrets. Symmetra actually does a really good job in this match, in particular, of making it difficult for me to do things. And I don't go in, I poke and poke and poke, and I don't go in until she basically is low. And then I go in and go for the kill. Now I'm going to go for the Widow. I actually land on Widow's head. I get completely confused. It's like, where's Widow? Where's Widow? And then I realize, no, I landed on her head then. That's why I couldn't find her. She's literally beneath me. Oh well. But this big brainwave happened of, okay, so first and foremost, I've got to slow down. Second, I've got to deal damage. Well, how do I deal damage as Genji? Well, I use the shurikens, of course, but that's not really the full story. And the big brainwave to me came when I just made the simple decision mentally to split his damage into two in my head, okay? And this is what I want to hand out to you guys when you get a chance to play on the open beta in May 3rd or May 5th, and you pick Genji. This is how I think of Genji, and it works so well, so incredibly well. It's tempting to call this... It's tempting to call this, you wouldn't believe this one simple trick to playing Genji to make you not a scrub lord. It's insane, because all I did was I split his damage in half, okay? Well, not even in half, just split in two categories, reliable damage and unreliable damage. Unreliable damage are his shurikens. That's pretty much all of it. All of his shuriken attacks are unreliable damage. They're difficult to use, hard to aim with, and aren't really that reliable. The reliable damage, as my voice cracks a little, I do apologize. The reliable damage... Jesus, what is with my voice? The reliable damage is melee and the dash, and also to some degree certain reflect as well are reliable damage. And what happened was, I thought, okay, well what do I need to do? How does Genji work? Well, you get snowballs, you kill and then you deal more damage using dash. Dash does 50 damage, melee does 30 damage, right click can do a huge amount of damage, left click does good poking damage. Here you see me and I'm spamming right click away and then get a melee hit because it's reliable damage, it confirms a kill, and then get another kill using the dash because it's easy to hit. It's way easier to hit with a dash than it is with the shurikens. And all I started doing was poking down, feeling out damage, and figuring out, okay, well how can I get them into a kill threshold? How can I get them to the point where they are at 30, well, let's say 0 to 80 hit points? And when they're at 80 hit points, that's when I go in for the kill. That's when I go in and say, okay, now you're dying and everyone else is dying. And when you start playing with that mentality, it gets so much easier and it just completely opens the game up for you. And as you start getting better and better and using it more, the shurikens get more and more reliable. So here I'm behind his lines, taking my time. Hello, Widow. Low, get her health right down, almost land on her again. Mercy's on her, so I decide, okay, well, Mercy, you want to sort of engage me. I'm going to go for the Mercy instead. I want the Mercy. She's on 100 hit points, give or take. I can deal that in about one headshot and one proper hit. But here, Dragon Blade's reliable damage, but as I said, the Symmetra turrets have been screwing me over. This isn't my best game as Genji, far from it. The game that's coming up afterwards is an absolutely superb one with some absolutely beautiful kills, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. It starts a little bit slow, but it gets super fun. And it's insane, because what happens then is you realize, okay, well I'm getting kills here and there, and then you are in a really good position, and you use the Dragon Blade. And the Dragon Blade is a big, wide melee hit. It hits about 180 degree arc in front of Genji, does 120 damage a swing, so you just have to swing twice to kill most things. And it's crazy, and you saw there, that Genji, he was on about 20 hit points, so I just dashed through him, killed him, easy. Means my dash is reset, means I'm ready to go for the next battle, basically, or next target if they pop up. It's crazy how that single shift in mentality just made my Genji so much stronger. And here we have a lovely play of the game from Roadhog. I'm actually curious, I can't remember what this one was. Oh yes, this is when their Genji fired off his Dragon Blade, but they're like, look at this. He knocked our Roadhog off, which is actually like 600 damage and then kills our healer. That's actually really good kills by him, really efficient kills. But here we're going to jump straight into this game on Ilios, and this is a super fun game. Now also what I want to talk about in this sort of introduction to Genji, I guess, is when do you pick Genji? What team does Genji work really well on? Because the thing I noticed was I completely kind of misplaced how important the rest of the team is to good Genji play. Because what was happening as I was learning him was I was getting people down to about 20 health, 30 health, but then, as I said, there's no more reliable damage. I'd sort of used all my reliable damage up, got them so low, but then couldn't confirm the kill. And what turns out works really well is when you have your team dealing extra damage, and when your team is in a position to do high damage here, just going straight for the healers, don't give a shit about anything else, pull 4 people away, spamming damage, reflect up in 1 second, don't quite get it out to deflect that Reaper shot. But that's fine. If Reaper is hunting me down and like 4 of their team are chasing me down, it means my team can get control of the point, do what they need to do, and be in a good position. Now I'm on 50% of my Dragon Blade as well, which is huge. So I dealt 550 damage there, which is quite a lot, and I'm in a good position to sort of move that into the next stage when the point is actually active and things get relevant, and I can come back and get a Dragon Blade nice and quick and then clean the point up. But yeah, the rest of the team is super important. Like their ability to deal a lot of damage. Like one pick I really like playing, oh here I jump over the health pack like a Scrub Lord and then get Reapered again. Reaper's a fairly good pick against the... Oh, excuse me. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Reaper is a fairly good pick against Genji. Oh, here's me like worrying, okay, gotta kill the supports guys. They have 2 supports, we need to get rid of them, otherwise no one's ever dying. But luckily someone did manage to pick off their Mercy. Yeah, Junkrat synergizes super well with Genji. Here I think that poor guy was AFK in here. Oh baby. You think like landing a rocket and direct hit as Pharah feels good, try doing it as Genji. Also one fun thing is when you reflect Widowmaker Spider Mines or the Venom Mines, also direct hit on Zarya as well, beautiful. When you deflect a Spider Mine, it stays around, like you actually just get a Spider Mine on Genji, it's hilarious. And it's reliable damage because it ticks for 75 hit points of damage, which is awesome. So I love having a Spider Mine as Genji, it basically sets you up for a really nice easy kill. But yeah, Junkrat's great because he can spam a load of damage in and then you can just go and clean up. Anything that deals reliable damage, so Soldier 76 is another good pick as well. If you have Soldier 76, he can really help you finish stuff off. Trace is also very good because she can just deal enough damage to help you finish stuff off. Goodbye Reaper. That Reaper really helped a lot. And here again, ignoring the Mei, I don't really want to deal with Mei, although like people think that Mei is some kind of hard counter to Genji. She's really not. And here I'm super low, I don't really want to fight, but I've got to deflect and this guy's been spammy, so let's just spam one back on him, get rid of his traps. Don't manage to kill him, but that's a lot of damage in here. I noticed the blizzard, so there's usually a Mei around here. Want the frog, don't want the Lucio, but unfortunately, well, I have to sort of reprioritize, and there's their entire team. I get really tempted here to use Dragon Blade because there's 4 of them in a tight alleyway, but I have 28 hit points. Let's save it and let's use it when I come back. Maybe they're all on the point, and if they're all on the point, I can cut them all in half, no problem. They've also just used Sound Barrier, which is like the hardest counter in the game to Dragon Blade. If you're playing Lucio and you hear Genji shout, a bunch of his weeaboo nonsense, just hit the Sound Barrier because it totally nullifies the ult, and the ult can snowball like crazy. So here, most of the team is on the point, easy kills. And you notice me jumping over people's heads, and here, hello. Yes, Reaper, stop being silly, no one cares. It's just me on the point, holding it like a boss. But I'm not on hit points, so I decided to go and get the health. Like, this is again what you want to do as a flanker, and hello, Mercy. Come here, princess, you're all on your own, darling. Oh, no, you're not, you got a Zarya with a barrier on you. But I got a barrier on me, but it doesn't matter because we won anyway. But it's insane to me because my Genji was crap. Completely crap. Like, utterly, completely uselessly crap. I have now gone from the Genji who is totally useless to the Genji who people rant about being overpowered as fuck and, like, why is Genji even a thing in the game in a matter of days? Just with that simple little readjustment in my head. And this is why I love teaching people Overwatch and love teaching people about the game, is because there are so many little things I wish someone had just taken me aside and told me a couple of days ago and explained to me, like, no, this is how you play this is how this works. And when you really understand that Genji is just this split of unreliable, pokey, sort of well, I started calling it semi-reliable damage now rather than unreliable. when you start to understand, like, this is how Genji functions, and here I should be using left click, for example, because it's longer range, so I need to be poking with left click there. Like, I've improved over the 2 days ago this was recorded, I think. I've improved even more in that interim time, just because I've got better with the shurikens, got better at landing them, got better at confirming my own kills, and it's crazy. Now, yeah, in this case, like, landing hits, I really want the Mercy because she's more likely to have res, but Lucio gets low, so I dash through him, just looking for a dash onto the Mercy, but realised, nope, she's low enough to melee, I'm going to save my dash. Don't really need to use it, just speed boost around the corner. Get a dash on Zarya, someone finishes Zarya off, and it's so helpful when people do that. Like, I didn't need to do anything to finish Zarya off, now I have a dash again. If someone else was there to fight, I can get 50 damage on them incredibly reliably, and that's the trick, right? That's the secret. And it's so cool to be able to play Genji now to a point where it's reliable. And what I do now is I just look for picks, look for 1 versus 1 fights, look for easy damage. Like here I'm helping a Reaper kill a Roadhog, which is an easy fight for us. And then I get a Dragon Blade and kill everyone. Like, that's how it works. You're basically looking for like fights that you can confirm and you can win, and then you snowball that into a Dragon Blade, and then when you get the Dragon Blade, you just dash through and get 4 kills here. Soldier 76 very nicely left a heal thing for me to use here, trying to get damage on Mercy. Unfortunately, this is a really dangerous point for their team. This is where someone like Junkrat would be nice, because if there was a Junkrat spamming into that mess, if I confirm 1 kill there, I could just dash back through them, and what you'll find with Genji when they all clump is you can dash through them once, you'll get a kill, dash through them again, you'll get a kill, dash through them again, the entire team will die. It's why Genji synergizes very well with Zarya as well, because even if you don't have your ultimate and she fires a Tobalstein, you just dash through it a few times and their entire team dies. It's amazing. Yeah, sound barrier, that's our sound barrier, so we don't have to worry too much about it. I'm just going to look for kills, and hello, Mercy, that's what I want. I don't want anything else but the Mercy. Oh, Jesus, Farah, I actually should have reflected earlier there. Unfortunately, didn't manage to do that. Getting chased by their Genji. Don't want any of that. Hello, sweetheart, that's my prey. I'm going to try and sweep up and over it, but this is one thing that I'm still getting better at, or trying to improve at, is keeping an eye on my hit points there. For those of you who were paying attention, I had 9 health. Zarya just had to sort of brush her beam over me, and I would die, so I should have just retreated, found some health, then come back later. But 81% on my next ultimate, pretty crazy, right? Like, I can now kill most of their team the moment I get that ultimate up, and they have a Roadhog, so it's not going to take that long. Hello, Mercy. Fancy meeting you here. I don't care about Zarya, don't really want to fight Zarya, but hey, like, there's a kill for me to confirm it, get the kill, pick them off, and there, Mercy fires her ultimate. Now they're all in a tiny room because they all rezzed in there, so I can just come out, confirm kill, swing, confirm kill, swing, move on to the next area. Kill, 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 kill. Find picks, harass supports, make sure the supports' lives are being complete hell and a complete nightmare. Get the kill, confirm the kill, then go on and find other things, and then when you have the Dragon Blade, kill everyone. It's that simple. That's how you play Genji. And it's so fun. He's one of the most fun characters in the game for me now. Like, I love playing Genji now to an insane degree that I really didn't before. I used to play Tracer. Every single time I think, maybe I should play Genji in this game, I think, no, I could just do so much better on Tracer. Like, Tracer's more fun, and I have more fun on Tracer, but now I'm not so sure. I think Genji has more team wipe potential, while Tracer is just more of a consistent threat. That's how I sort of split them up in my head. Tracer's a lot better as well when the map is flatter, so like Numbani, for example, Tracer's very good on, whereas Ilios, there's a lot of like high ground to exploit. Route 66 is also really good for Genji compared to Tracer, just because of that high ground. Hollywood Streets, for example, as well, another place where Genji's a lot stronger. And there, Mercy's low, easy confirmed kill. Hello, Lucio, you really don't want to be here, friend. But yeah, that's Genji. That's what I've learned about Genji. And holy shit, it's so much more fun now. Like, I can't believe how much better I got with him, how quickly I got better with him at that. Now let's see what Roadhog's got for us with the play of the game. I think we're about to see a lot of people go flying. Yeah, there's one. This is when I think, yeah, this is when I cleared the point with the first ult I had, but there's a lot of good damage coming from Roadhog. Can't complain about that. And oh god! Oh, right in the face. Right in the face. And yep, thanks for watching to the end. This has been another gameplay until there will be a lot more content coming out very soon. I'm hoping to have the video out with a bunch of stuff about, you know, what new players want to know, stuff that's very new player oriented. I think I shared some highlights as well from previous games, so that can go on in the background because I think there's a really good highlight in this. What new players want for the open beta. I think, no, this is a highlight from this map on Ilios. I just wanted to see what it was, I was curious. And I think I have a loot box to open as well, so we'll do that afterwards. But yeah, and also the Power of Versatility, the hype video I've had in the works for ages, will be finished up fairly soon as well. I want to have that open and uploaded before the beta ends, so that would be pretty cool. And other than that, easy to learn for Tracer as well, just so I'm all about the flankers these days, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching to the end. I've been Josh, as one voice amongst many. I look forward to seeing you all in the open beta. Toodles.
Life is pain, so is death.